Hello and welcome. My name's Angie Holden and I'm the vlogger behind the Country Chic Cottage. I've mentioned before on this YouTube channel that the Cricut Brayer is one tool that I can't live without. I wanted to do a full video on it today so you'll understand how I use the Cricut Brayer and why I can't live without it for my Cricut crafting. And then that you don't actually need the Cricut version of the Brayer. You might have a tool already in your craft room that you could use. You might have a tool in your kitchen that you can use, or you can get a similar brayer that is less expensive. So let's walk through, first of all, what I use the Cricut Brayer for and why I think it is the most important thing you can have for Cricut crafters. So how do you use the Cricut Brayer? So this is a Cricut mat. Now this works with any Cricut mat and also any material. I'm going to use it to demonstrate on cardstock. However, I use the Brayer for vinyl, HTV, fabric, leather, just any material that I put on my mat. Once you put the material on the mat, then take the brayer and use the roller to press the material down into the adhesive. This does a couple of things. It is going to get you better cuts because your material is adhered better to the mat. It is also going to make your mats last longer because you're going to get an extended life out of them because the material is going to stick longer to the mat between you having to replace your mat or clean your mats. Now the material being on the mat is one of the primary factors for getting a good cut with your Cricut machine. So the brayer is going to help you get those good cuts each and every time. And for me that even helps to extend the life of my blades as well because I don't replace the blades as often because I'm getting amazing cuts with my material on the mat pushed down with the Cricut Brayer. Now this version is from Cricut, and yes, you can definitely purchase this. It works really well. However, you might already have a tool that will work in your craft room or even your kitchen. This is a brayer from another brand. Works in the same manner, and it does work similarly. So I found that just any brand will work in a similar manner. Now you might already own a brayer for something like glue application, or this is a speedball brayer for ink application. If you already own a similar tool, you might even own like a handheld rolling pin in your kitchen. These can be used in a similar manner. So just grab these and use them in a similar manner to push that material down. Anything that is round and smooth and rolls will work the same as the Cricut Brayer itself. So if you don't want to purchase the Cricut version of the brayer, you can consider one that's more inexpensive or a version you might already have in your craft room for other uses that would work the same as this. Now I do recommend something that rolls, so is a roller. I don't recommend the scraper. I do find that the brayer does better actually pushing and rolling that material down and making sure that it's stuck evenly to the mat. So I do recommend something that rolls. So now you have no reason not to get some type of brayer for your Cricut crafting. So I'm going to link to all the ones that I'm using below. The Cricut version, the one I found that is less expensive, and then I'm going to go ahead and link to these other two versions. Like I said, these are ones that you might already have in your craft room for other uses. Look around your craft room first. Do you have something that is a small roller? I do recommend something small. A huge wide rolling pin is not going to be as convenient to use as something like a brayer. So I would recommend some type of brayer. They do make these for a variety of uses. So this is the Cricut version. However, there are ones that do, like I said, glue. I have one that came with like a Mod Podge set, so it's for decoupage. There is a speedball version for ink. There are a wide variety of them. So something that rolls, has a handle, and is small. That's basically what you are looking for this application. And then use that tool for your Cricut crafting and get a longer life out of those mats, get better Cricut cuts, and a longer life out of the blades in general. Overall, I just think that a brayer makes Cricut crafting less frustrating, which is why I recommend it to every Cricut crafter. So now, if you have a Cricut Brayer and love it, drop down in the comment section and let everyone know, so that way if they are finding this video and don't have one, they'll know to find one of these versions for their Cricut crafting. If you like this video and it helped you, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We have videos just like this one every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of those. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.